Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 18, Episode 9.
Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks.
All right, so I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm out on a walk and I'm using my earbuds, so I'm hoping that you don't hear a whole bunch of air or, I don't know. Anyway, it's probably going to rain, so I need to go on and get into this. So, before we get into the show, there's a little housewives business that we need to handle. So, Candace and Chris Bassett are having a little boy. I am so excited for them. I'm happy that she's finally going to be a mom. So now she's going to be a mom and a stepmom. So I'm wishing the very best for the Bassets. And I also hope that she comes back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, so this week, I don't know when, but sometime earlier this week, I saw a little interview with Vicki, and Vicki was telling some truths about Tamra.
Party that Gina had that Tamra was yelling at Shannon. We're all dressed up in
the dinner.
Tamra called Shannon a cunt. You and I talked about that, and I think they cut that out. And I went outside and I said to Tom, our producer, I said, I don't know what's going on here. Why is Tamra so upset with Shannon? And he's like, we don't really know. It didn't pertain to her. Go back out there and tell them this has got to stop. Women don't treat women this way. I said, that's in my core of who I am. Mm-hmm. But these women are supposed to be friends, and also they're doing a job together. Why is Tamra so involved in what Shannon went through? And I couldn't get an answer from Tamra. Like, why are you making this about you? Because she needs to, because she doesn't have anything going. She won't expose her and Eddie's real problems in their marriage. Oh, because their marriage is perfect? Doubt it. She won't talk about Sydney, who she hasn't seen in years. She doesn't talk. Listen, if my daughter,
that's why she's hateful to other people, because then it scares them to bring up that shit, because they know they see what's coming their way if they bring it up. You know what I mean? I think that's why
my daughter didn't talk to me, I'd be on a flipping plane right now, knocking on her door, begging her for forgiveness, and I don't even care what I did. Sydney has a very strong opinion of Tamra. Stop embarrassing the family. Stop doing what you're doing. Get off the show and we have a chance. Tamra did none of that. So you know what? That shows Sydney, I'm not important to you. I don't care about my money, my stuff, I care about my family, my daughter, my people in my life. So that's the problem. Is just one thing. Mom, stop swearing at people. Stop doing stupid stuff. And then let's have a conversation. But even when Tamra was off for 2 years, she never connected with Sydney. And Sydney's a beautiful daughter. She hasn't seen her and been with her.
She said on a recent episode that she saw her, I think, at Sophia's graduation, and she thought they were going to maybe, because she said it was, I think, a decent exchange. But then she said Sydney stopped responding to texts after that. Does she talk to you about this as a friend?
No, she just every now and then when she was crying in somebody's arms this season, it's like, oh, please. It's just like the thing in Ireland when she was crying on, Shannon's arms. Yeah.
Not to say that it's not hard and doesn't affect her, but I just think
then get off the show and reconcile with your daughter. It's pretty simple.
But friends talk about real life shit and you give each other advice, and she never even goes there with you.
No, she
That's weird.
Say, it's so hard. No, it's not. You gave birth to your daughter. You fucked up. Go apologize and make it better and move on. Maybe she chose Eddie over her daughter. I don't know, but there's no flipping way I'm going through life not being close with my daughter. My daughter and my son are my life. They're my bloodstream. They're my life. If they're pissed off at me, then I messed up, or they're pissed off at me just because they don't like me right now, but I'm going to figure out a way to make them like me again. Yeah. I'm their mother. Like, I don't get, how she cries on TV and Sydney said, please don't mention me. Please don't do this. And the next thing you know, she's bawling. It's like she can turn on the waterworks like that. Anyway, that is a character issue.
Tamra was not having a good week because earlier in the week, Tamra had got online to show us this new GT or GC2 or O2 facial procedure that she received, she looked a little crispy.
It's day 3. It's supposed to be the worst of it when it comes to swelling. The swelling is from the CO2 laser. You can see it's all the way down my chest. But you can imagine what it feels like. Hi guys, it's the end of day 3. Swelling is supposed to be at its worst right now. I don't know how it can get any worse. I feel like my skin's gonna burst. You can see it's getting oozy. I can barely open my eyes. Throat hurts a little bit from the tube down my throat. But just keeping you updated on this.
Didn't she look a little crazy? I don't know. It reminded me of that time that one of the Real Housewives of New York had gotten something done to her face. I think it was Ramona, and her face looked almost like Tamra's. Anyway, Tamra got word that Vicki was talking crap about her, and then Tamra goes out and, honey, listen.
I've tried so hard not to listen to what Vicki had said about me, and I just keep getting bombarded with it. I'm in just disbelief, in such disbelief that this woman would go so low. Do you know what it's like to lose a child? Do you know what it's like? It's the most painful thing in the world to insinuate it was because I was on the show. No, that's not what it is. You win, Vicki. I don't know what you want from me, but you got it. You win, okay? You kick me when I'm down. You hurt me all the time. I can't do it anymore. I don't want any part of this. You can have my spot on the show. You can have whatever you want. Just please leave my family alone. Please.
And the Oscar goes to...
Okay, so let's remember, this is the same lady who wanted to get Gretchen naked wasted so that her son could take advantage of Gretchen later.
We're gonna get Gretchen wasted. I think she already is. You know, we're gonna get her wasted, naked wasted.
Party. You can't hug me, and you can't kiss me, and you can't make out with me.
Why?
Because I'm engaged to a guy.
One peck.
No.
Right, so listen, I am no fan of Tamara. Absolutely none. And sometimes Vicki pisses me off quite a bit. But to me, Vicki was speaking facts. You know what I mean? Her daughter has told her multiple times she doesn't like to be brought up. She doesn't want to be on the show. Now, Tamara crying those crocodile tears, save her. Okay? First of all, I got a little bit angry that she made that comment about, do you know what it's like to lose a child? I didn't like that because there are people in this world who really have lost their children. Their children are in heaven now. So that is a loss. She still has the opportunity to see and speak with her child. So she's not lost. You know, right now you guys are going through some stuff because you are pissing her off by saying and doing things that upset her quite a bit. So that's why you guys aren't in a good relationship right now. Don't say you lost your child. There's people out here who really have. I didn't love it. I didn't love it at all. Tamra is a mean person who has weaponized other people's problems against them and tore them the hell down. You know, leave my family alone. Okay, okay. How about leaving Shannon and her family the hell alone? You weaponized her possibly being an alcoholic against her breakup with John against her breakup with David. You used that against her. You harassed the dog shit out of Jen last season, and now you're about to harass her again about Ryan's FBI investigation. You use everybody else's pain against them every season. Every season, somebody else's pain or problems become your storyline, and it is weaponized against them. Now, somebody brings up something that's going on in your life and in your family, and it's, you can just have it. You want to be on the show, be on the show. I'm done. And it was really hard for you to get that one tear out. You are not an actress. With all of this stuff going on, it brings up Sydney's post that she since deleted on Facebook back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, when she was saying that she didn't pick her father over Tamra. Tamra was, according to her, mentally and verbally abusive, neglectful. She said in her post that Tamara left her and the kids there at home alone a lot of times with no food, that she was trying to turn them against their father. She was bad mouthing them. She was just a neglectful mom. So I don't have any sympathy for Tamara at all. I am going to post it in this video so that you can pause the video and read the message. Don't come to Vicki talking about you shouldn't bring up stuff that's going on in my life. Stay out of my family. You love it. You absolutely love it when somebody else's family is in the fire. You didn't care about Jen's family when you talked shit about her, Shannon's kids when you talked about her. You didn't care about Heather's family. None of that. So why the hell should we give a shit? I also seen where some blog posted Tamara's crying video telling Vicki to leave her alone, and the person wanted to know what um, the other people from Bravo thought about Tamara saying this. And Jennifer Aiden had a few things to say. And, I had to agree with Jennifer. And I'm going to post that here too. So you can push pause and read that as well. But when you do mean things to people, mean stuff happens to you. That's just how it works in the world. You cannot go around being rude, disrespectful, telling lies, screaming at people, making accusations against people, and then expect people to respect your boundaries. You can stomp all over somebody else's, but they have to respect yours? I don't think so. And there's no way you're turning in that orange. No way in hell. Vicki would never get that orange from you. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think about this mess with Tamra and Vicki. I think that Tamra's full of crap. She's never relinquishing that orange, and she doesn't have the power to give it to Vicki anyway. So at the beginning of the show, we see Heather being super mom like always. Heather is always fighting for her children. She is very supportive. She advocates for her kids. I love me some Heather DeVoe. I really do. And I was not shocked that none of them know how to hang a photo. Mm-mm, not at all. These people are absolutely rich. Okay? There will be people hired to hang them photos. You better believe it. And Terry and Heather talking about middle school being tough years, I have to agree. Elementary school was nothing, piece of cake. High school, you know, high school was high school, but it wasn't bad. Middle school was a nightmare. I'm telling you, in middle school, that's where I cried the most. That's where I had but she's my friend. Arguments all the time. I didn't want to share my friends. Anyway, middle school sucks. But I appreciate that Heather is that mom who is going to be there to support her kids, advocate for them. People should be able to love who they love and be who they want to be. It's not hurting you. Okay? Anyway, Heather folding up her stuff in her suitcase with that tissue paper. I said, girl, please. Ain't nobody doing that. And I bet you the only time Heather ever really does that is when she's teaching her new hire how to pack her shit. Okay? Listen, ma'am, you are just wasted paper packing all your stuff. I mean, seriously. Anyway, let me just move on. Now, Emily made a couple of comments about Ohio this episode, and I realize that Emily tries to make statements that stand out so she can have screen time and everything. But first of all, I was born and raised in West Virginia, but we moved to Ohio when I was about 6. So I'm an Ohioan, okay? Anyway, nobody in Ohio pronounces measurement as measurements. Whatever that was she said. Measurement. Okay. And also, yes, we have a few farms in Ohio. We have a few dairy farms in Ohio. People have cows and horses and pigs and all of those things. But we're not just sitting on our porch talking to our neighbor and a cow walks down the street. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. Anyway, I love the scene with Jen and Katie. Their friendship seems to be developing naturally. I love that they are there for each other. Jen was calling her, letting her know that she's going for her temporary child support and temporary alimony with Will. And she was crying. She was all worked up. And Katie let us know that when she left her marriage, she left with nothing. I would just like to pause for a moment and say that at this time, I am about to walk up a hill. So if you hear something that sounds like somebody is about to die and in need of an albuterol inhaler, that's just me. I'm just saying, this hill is a little steep. Anyway, back to our program. So I appreciate that Katie let us know. She left with nothing. She had nothing. She said nobody wants to be with that man. His hair doesn't even want to be with him. His hair is receding off the back of his damn head. And that was a paraphrase, but that's pretty much what she said. I thought that was hilarious. I really do like her confessionals. Anyway, hold on. I have to breathe heavy here. Jeez, if I could just make it. Oh my God. I walk this hill 5 days a week and I still, oh gosh. Okay, so anyway, I'm almost at the top. Okay, so later in the episode, we find out that she got $6,000 a month in support, and everybody was flipping out, and I was flipping out too. You gotta keep your dogs together, buddy. That dog barks at me every day. Like, you know that I'm walking by here every day. Anyway, so, damn dog protecting his property. Okay, so everybody was shocked. You know, I personally was shocked too because they live in Orange County and she's got 5 kids. Living in Orange County with 5 kids, no ma'am. You can't live off $6,000. She has got to get a job. Okay, you've got to do that yoga thing part-time. You need to be somewhere sporting somebody's athleisure wear in front of a camera, or creating your own athleisure wear line. Something. It's getting ridiculous. Either way, Tamra says, well, she lives with Ryan. She's probably just going to use the $6,000 a month plus let him supplement her life and not get a job. Well, that might be true, but I certainly hope it's not. I hope that woman gets a job. All right. Moving on. So they all hop on Heather's private plane and they fly off for her charity event. So on the plane, I was really a little bit perturbed by Emily bringing up that Shannon mentioned on their drive there that when John and Alexis went out the night before for some red carpet event, John was wearing the Ferragamo shoes that Shannon bought. And I hope I'm saying that right. I'm trying to remember, but I don't have any fancy shoes. Anyway, my mama used to tell me when I was growing up, she said, Pia, don't ever buy a man shoes who's not your husband, because those are the same shoes he'll walk out of your life in. And I took that literally. The only man whose shoes I buy is my son's. So Heather looks up these Ferragamos and she says, oh, they're on sale. They're $350 to $475 or something like that. And she says, cheap. I said, cheap? I guess so, to the woman that sold her house for like, what was it, $65 million or $55 million, something. She got $75,000 in her purse. Not me, girl. The most expensive pair of shoes I ever bought was like $350, and those are for my son. For myself, I have never spent over $80 or $90 for a pair of shoes. I'm not rich. Ain't nobody buying my house for $55 million. Anyway, and said Johnny J didn't even know anything about name brands till she came into his life. I believe it. He looked like he didn't know shit. Then Alexis talking about Shannon is acting like she's in high school. Why can't she just stop talking about it? Stop focusing on it. Really? Listen, I almost called you to Jesus and Jugs, but I ain't gonna do that. You better cut it out, okay? You're the one acting all high school. You got on the show because of Shannon and Johnny. And you come on here and talk about Shannon like a dog, threatening the woman, just mistreating and abusing the lady. Come on. Did they ever think that maybe everyone didn't really believe Shannon, that John was such a bad guy. Because I'm sure there were several people who didn't believe it at first. But now seeing how Alexis and John are acting now I believe everything Shannon says about John. Gina has a talk with Alexis and she says something about, um, can't you just be okay with Shannon? Can't you just not release those videos and leave everything alone? She says, it's not a good look to do this. Just walk away. If you guys are so happy, just walk away. And she says, well, she's ruined his reputation. He's my guy. Okay, you and your happy ass guy, move on. Go some damn where. Leave people the hell alone. So they get to this ranch in Sonoma. It looked really pretty. I liked the little cabins, and they each had their own little cabin. I thought that was cute. Anyway, none of them have appropriate shoes. They never do. So I was never surprised. I said, there has to be some fancy Prada tennis shoes or some fancy Chanel tennis shoes. There has to be. When you're going to a place called a ranch, okay, there's going to be a lot of grass and insects and trees. Okay, you need jeans and tennis shoes. Okay, everybody wearing high-heeled boots. Ridiculous. Now, Gina stole the show in her confessional, as far as I'm concerned. She said that the blogs are posting about John and Alexis' red carpet debut. And she says, like they're just going to be debuting on red carpets all around, like they're on a tour of red carpets. And I said, please. Shannon makes the comment that John told her that he was unhappy with being public and they were on a red carpet for the Oscars. She doesn't understand it. Listen, John wants to be famous. He wants his name out there. He just wants to be famous and liked. That's what that was about. When Shannon got out there and started telling the truth about his ass, that's when all of a sudden the fame was too much. It's always good when you're famous and everybody loves you. But as soon as the people turn on you and start telling you off, it's not that good. I'm just saying. I've had people get in my comments and talk shit, and you know what happens? I talk shit or I just block their ass. That's what happens. Shannon did inform us that John does have money. He owns a small percentage of some company division. I don't know what that is. And I was thinking, well, he clearly is short $75,000 because he's all over her back. Then we find out that the Family Equality Organization won their lawsuit in Florida and they stopped the Don't Say Gay campaign at schools, which I think is great. People have gay people in their family. They should be able to talk about them. They should be able to express their feelings. Listening and hearing somebody talk about family and friends who are gay or them being gay is not a crime. It shouldn't be treated as one either. So I guess Tamra says something about when Johnny and Alexis were making their red carpet debut, Shannon got all upset and sad, and someone caught her in a bar alone drinking. Well, when the girls brought it up to Shannon, she said that it was Pellegrino and cranberry. And Heather says, I don't know anybody who has ever gone to a bar alone and ordered a mocktail. I don't know a lot of people that have gone to a bar alone at all. But I bet you 9 times out of 10, they sure as hell didn't order a mocktail. So unfortunately, I have to agree with Heather. That wasn't no damn mocktail. She ordered her Grey Goose on the rocks, or whatever that is she orders. Grey Goose and cranberry juice. And I am tired of hearing Alexis say that she wouldn't mind being friends with Shannon. She's tired of being in the middle of this. She didn't want to be in the middle of this, but Johnny is her man. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because if you seriously didn't want to have this problem with Shannon, there would be no problem with Shannon. When you first had your first meetup of the season, you would have talked to Shannon properly. And you would have said, listen, I don't want to talk about that lawsuit with Jim Bellino. That's the past. I'm not with him. I wasn't with him when he sued you. Let that shit go. I am currently dating John, but I don't give a shit about what happened with you and John. We are here. Let's be cordial. Hello, how you doing? And move the fuck on. And not bring Johnny Jansen up every 5 fucking minutes and not say we have sex 4 times a day. We're going to get married. We're going to do this. Oh my God, Shannon is alcoholic. Oh my God, we've got these videos. Oh, Johnny, what's wrong? What happened? Oh my God. We don't want to hear it. Shut it up. If you truly wanted to be cordial with this woman, you would have been. The only time you wanted to be cordial with her is when we seen in the previews you tried to be nice to her so you could get on the trip. No, ma'am, you're not welcome on this trip. And as far as I'm concerned, you're not welcome on the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm just saying I have no pull at Bravo. They don't listen to me at all. Anyway, moving on. That was a little rant. Yikes. Excuse me, people. My mama listens to these. Hey, Mom. Anyway, moving on. Emily talking to that perfume woman about her favorite scent is tacos. I call bullshit. Emily is trying to get an endorsement deal with Taco Bell or some taco establishment. Now listen, if any housewife deserves a Taco Bell endorsement, it is Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City. That woman loves her Taco Bell. Anyway, actually, Taco Bell, listen, call me. Okay, this is not about me. All right, so Gina talks a little bit about her situation with Travis, and I find it hard to give a shit. And the reason I find it hard to give a shit is you put that man out, okay? You put that man out, you started doing all that renovations. You love him, but you don't want him to live at your house. But you miss him. The kids miss him. His kids miss you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You put the man the hell out. You made him go sign his name on another rental property. He had to move. So, if you really are this sad and you want him back, move him the fuck back in. Leave us alone. These were your decisions. Anyway, earlier in the episode, we find out that Shannon had her attorney put in an offer to Johnny Boy for half the amount that he was asking for. She had to call her attorney to find out what was going on. Her attorney informed her that Johnny said $75,000 or nothing. He wasn't willing to take less. Shannon said she's not going to up her offer. She's not giving him one extra penny, which I approve of that. Gina accidentally drops the bomb about the video.
She should just stay out of this. She shouldn't want to touch
her
this.
business, right?
Well, even for her sake. Well,
Yes.
the video thing, I can't with all that stuff.
What video thing?
Alexis brought up the fact that there were some videos or something.
I heard this.
Like, are we supposed to tell Janet?
I don't know. I honestly don't want to be involved.
But Tanner didn't tell us.
No. What video thing? What video thing? What video thing?
All right, so first I want to say that I feel like Shannon and Jen, they are carrying this season of The Housewives. It has been them and their drama in their lives for every housewife on the show. That's what I think. I know that Gina didn't mean to mention the video, but I think that it was important for Shannon to know. All the rest of the girls on the cast knew about the videos. So Shannon should know that as well. And I do appreciate that Gina told her, you should tell your lawyer about this. And Emily says yes, because it's like extortion. Shannon ends up going to tell her lawyer, and then she just tells him to go ahead and pay John the $75,000. Because Emily and Katie had already told her earlier, just pay it and get him out of your hair. And like I said in my previous video, I'm not Shannon. This isn't my situation. I don't drink, unless it's a special occasion or a girls' trip or something like that. And even then, I'm very mindful of how much I drink. But if I was in Shannon's position, as far as I'm concerned, release them. My son is about to be 23 in a few months. And I can explain this to him. Dude, mama was lit. You already know mama got a DUI. Shit is bad. Okay? I messed up. I would just explain it to my family, to my son, to the people that really love me, to the people that rock with me, and to the people that I love. I would not let Johnny Jansen and Alexis hold anything over my head. Put it out. And I'm going to go to court with you. But in Shannon's situation, It's easier for her to just pay the man the $75,000 and hope that he never releases the footage and moves on with her life. I think that your peace and happiness is definitely worth the $75,000. Be gone with this loser. I think that it was much better for her to find out by Gina and Emily and Katie than to sit down to that dinner later on in the evening and then have Alexis ambush her with this. I really do hate to see Shannon suffering like this. She doesn't deserve it. Shannon is a big-hearted person, and she's trying her best, and I think that they are really doing everything they can to take her down. When she leaves from having a conversation with them, I said to the TV, I said, oh man, I hope she doesn't go back to her room and get drunk. Like, they could be pushing her over the edge, and I hope that they're not doing that. It's really sad that these two people that are supposed to be so happy and so in love are comfortable sitting back watching someone else suffer. You know, Emily says that she's going to sit down and have a conversation with Alexis and ask her, you know, mother to mother, woman to woman, don't you feel some kind of way about doing this to Shannon? She's hoping that she can meet Alexis on an even playing field and be able to talk to her as a woman, as a mom, as somebody who has been in relationships that have broken up. As Emily says, this is the most tumultuous, longest, drung out freaking breakup ever. It wasn't even a damn marriage. Then we see Shannon, distraught, still wearing her robe, go over to see Heather.
Really believe in your heart he did not hear that?
I don't know. So I looked back on my text messages, and I didn't remember that I did this, but I guess I took a photograph of myself and I sent it to him right after midnight. And at 1:40, 1:30 or something in the morning, he texted me and said, what the heck's going on? The cops just brought Archie here. Where are you?
He just ignored the picture?
And I guess he just went to bed.
Maybe he didn't see it. I feel terrible for Shannon. I can't even imagine what she's been through. She was almost unconscious. She hit her head. She was very impaired that night. How much does she remember of this? But honestly, I want to be supportive as much as I can. That's how I feel. Is he going to show me the picture?
Yeah, I want to show you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Oh, Shannon. Oh, my God.
It's like...
If that's true, that's...
And all I can say is, if Johnny Jansen knew about that accident, saw her pictures of the blood running down her face, and did not respond to her, he's a real bitch. And any man who ever loved a woman, even if you were about to break up, if you ever loved somebody, you would never want to see them suffer, hurt, or bleeding. That is ridiculous. I think that it upsets me too that the rest of the women know that Shannon is devastated. They know everything that she's going through and they can see that she's trying, but they're still social with Alexis, knowing that Alexis and Tamra and John are all working together to pull Shannon down, to make her suffer, to try to throw her off her somewhat sober life, you know, have her go deep into the bottle, in my opinion. And just watching Shannon try to hang on is devastating to watch. It's really vile, the way they behave. And then Tamara wants to become a victim. She's trying to change up the story. Vicki hurt me with those low comments. No, I'm sorry. I could not feel sad for you. You are the only housewife I probably could not feel sad for because of all the shit that you do on the show, the things that you do online, the things that you say on your podcast. No, ma'am, not at all. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.